folks, today's video is another comparison video. Today I'm comparing Moji and Scamps. So Scamps was from way back in 2004. So Scamps came with a certificate of adoption, a rope toy and a biscuit. And the biscuit I find works really well with Moji. So Moji came with a lot more accessories. He's got a rope toy as well, but he's also got his feeding dish and his interactive brush, and he's got all his very important cards to interact with through his collar. So Moji's got a lot more ways to interact with him than Scamps. But for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to look at the aspects that overlap. So let's start by waking both dogs up. Scamps has a switch on his back, and you use that to both pet him and to wake him up. Bailey has a touch sensor on his back. Scamps has touch sensors behind both his ears. Moji has a touch sensor on top of his head, and you can use this touch sensor to wake him up and to pet him. Scamps has a switch in his mouth, so he'll react if you feed him with his biscuit, or he'll play drop it. So you can say you want a treat to Scamps, and he'll sit up and beg for a treat, and then you can give him his bone. You place it gently in his mouth, and he'll lie down and chew it. Want a treat? Oh, he's eating it. It looks like Bailey can smell the treat. That was hilarious. You want some too, Bailey? That was so funny. You can't have any more biscuits. Bailey's having one now. So Bailey has a sensor in his mouth to pick up a magnet for his rope toy, but he can't recognise a treat. He's wanting his ball. But what we can do with Bailey, if we want to give him a biscuit, is put the biscuit in his mouth and then show him this card. That's his ball. Don't want that biscuit, I want my ball. So if you want to use the switch in Scamps' mouth to play with the rope toy, you say "Hey Scamps" or "Hey puppy." When he recognises your voice, he perks up and looks around and wags his tail. And then you say "Drop it." So you put his toy in his mouth and then say "Drop it." And you'll see if he listening to you, or if he wants to be stubborn and guard his toy. Hey, Scamps! Drop it! Drop it! He doesn't want to drop it. Drop it! Drop it! Drop it! Well, that was a bit odd, really. He thinks he's eating a biscuit now, so that didn't work very well at all. So, Moji, as I said before, has got a sensor that recognises a magnet in his mouth. So we're going to play with Moji's tug toy. And you do that by putting it in his mouth. And you can have a game of tug, and it's really quite authentic. So as well as the sensors that I've just gone over, Moji has some extra sensors. He's got a touch sensor above his right paw here, and you can use that to make him do tricks. So he's also got touch sensors in his right and left cheek, and you can use those to make him do tricks as well. And he also has a sensor on his back for picking up magnets, so he can recognise his brush. I've got instructions for giving Moji voice commands next to the instructions for giving Scamps voice commands. So we're going to start with the command sit. Say sit, and Scamps will sit up. Whereas with Moji, you say his name and you say sit down. Bailey, sit down. Sit. So lie down command, you say Moji's name and then lie down. And Scamps, you simply say down. Bailey, lie down. Down. So next we've got speak. So you're supposed to just say speak to Scamps and he'll bark. With Moji, you say his name and then you say speak. Bailey, speak. Speak. Both Moji and Scamps like to be told that they're good. So with Moji, you can tell him good boy. And with Scamps, you can say good dog. Bailey, good boy. Good dog. Good dog. So you don't get much of a reaction from Scamps. It's a very muted, much stronger reaction from Bailey. So the next commands with Scamps, you've got to say them 3 times. Like sit up and beg. The first time you say it, he will rise up and hop a little. Second time you say it, he will rise half the way up. And the third time, he will rise all the way up and beg for your attention. With Moji, you simply say his name and then say beg. Sit up and beg. Sit up and beg. Sit up and beg. So I think that's it. It's not very clear, really. Bailey, beg. Much more responsive and a much clearer beg by Bailey. For the command shake, you have to say to Scamps, give me a paw. And again, you do it 3 times. And you can either say, give me a paw or shake, which I think is a bit confusing. I mean, why not just have one command for one action? He will begin to raise his paw the first time. The second time he will raise his paw further. And the third time he will raise his paw all the way up to shake your hand. In the case of Moji, you just say Moji shake. Give me a paw. Give me a paw. Give me a paw. There, he's given us a paw, but he doesn't really shake your hand. Bailey, shake. So Bailey, when you touch his paw, he actually does shake your hand. So I haven't got time in this video to go through all the commands that the dogs can respond to. But Bailey can respond to more commands because he's got more movement. So Scamps can only sit up or lie down or lift one of his legs. So a big difference with Bailey is that Bailey can stand and that he can get up on his back legs and actually lift both his front legs and balance because he's got movement in his back legs. And he can do this wonderful play bow. Bailey also feels much more substantial. He takes 4 C-cells, but where Scamp takes 3. But even taking that into consideration, he's really heavy. He's a real sturdy dog. Scamps is amazingly light in comparison. It's quite dramatic, the difference in weight. So I'd say, even not talking about all the things that Bailey does which are extra, that involve his collar, where you can sort of read Bailey's mind and interact with him with his cards and his feeding bowl. Even not looking at that, I'd say that Bailey is much more lifelike, much more animated. And he feels much more like there's a real character there. So folks, I hope you enjoyed that comparison between Moji and Furreal friend Scamps. Thanks for watching as always, folks, and see you next time for more fun videos with Bailey, our Moji dog.